Good day, everyone. I'm going to present to you how our emotions and our reasoning affect the decisions we make. Many people ask these questions: which is more reliable, reason or emotion? Should you follow your heart or your head? What do you think? Are your feelings and reasoning enemies, or they often fight? Or are they friends and help each other in making wise decisions? Do you weigh which one to follow, or you trust one of them more often? Here's a quote from Daniel Goleman. In a very real sense, we have two minds, one that thinks and one that feels. Do you agree with him? Looking at the physical construction of the brain, we have the right brain and the left brain. Have you ever heard people say that they tend to be more of a right brain or a left brain thinker? People say that left brain thinkers have strong math and logic skills, while right brain thinkers are intuitive, thoughtful, and subjective. The left hemisphere specializes in picking out the sounds that form words and working out the syntax of the phrase, for example, but it does not have a monopoly of language processing. The right hemisphere is more sensitive to the emotional features of the language, tuning in to the slow rhythms of speech that carry intonation and stress. So basically, in the right brain, so according to left brain theory, right brain dominance theory, the right side of the brain is best at expressive and creative tasks. Some of the abilities popularly associated with the right side of the brain include recognizing faces, expressing motions, music, reading emotions, color, images, intuition, and creativity. Now, on the left brain side, we have language, logic, critical thinking, numbers, and reasoning. So the question now is, one side of the brain really stronger than the other? Well, actually, research has shown that abilities in subjects such as math are strongest when both halves of the brain work together. So today, neuroscientists knew that the two sides of the brain collaborate to perform a broad variety of tasks, and the two hemispheres communicate. So researchers have demonstrated that right brain, left brain theory is a myth. Now, here's another quote on how both the reasoning and emotion work together. Reason is smarter and the mind is more rational under positive emotions. Reason is polluted and rationality is crippled by negative emotions. That's from Dr. T.P. Chia. So this just means that our emotion, positive or negative, has impact on how we make our decision. Another quotation from Dr. T.P. Chia is that emotion is more powerful than reason. Emotion is the driving force behind thinking and reasoning. Emotional intelligence increases the mind's ability to make positive, brilliant decisions. Do you agree? Dr. Chia puts emphasis on the emotion as what drives people to think and reason. So, well, I think there is truth to this. For example, our customers seek insights because of how they feel about their relationships, and they are moved to learn things and how their relationship will work through gaining knowledge. Now, let's look at the factors that influence one's buying decision. We have here the buying rationale and the buying psychology. For logical thinking, people consider economics, risk, strategic fit, compliance, and politics. Well, when people consider their feelings, they put into consideration their hopes and fears, emotion and ego, experience and expectations, attitude and beliefs, behaviors and styles, social and political influence. So people put these things into consideration to make a conclusion. Now, let's examine a diagram that shows this. An idea comes to mind through our senses. Then there is thought production process, first by reasoning, and then the emotion make the people to react or act upon the idea. So this shows that our feelings make us act on the idea. Now here's a quote on how we can make a rational decision. An emotion that is sensitive to the real nature of its situation is more rational than one that is not. This simply means that we make better decisions when we see the real situation. It's just so hard to decide when all we have are assumptions. Okay, so moving on. So, what's the difference between reason and emotion? So, the essential difference between emotion and reason is that emotion leads to action while reason leads to conclusion. This is why, after we make conclusions through reasoning, we ask ourselves how we feel about the conclusion and we take courage to make the action. Here is a Venn diagram showing the things to consider in making a wise decision. As you can see, that the things that matter most are those words that are contained in the overlap of the two circles. These are intuitive thinking, arrangement and balance between rational emotional mind and living mindfully. So all other aspects actually for the rational mind and the emotional mind, they are all important, but as we weigh them down, then we come up with the ones on the center of the Venn diagram. Emotion and reason should work together. If they fight, they won't feel happy or you won't feel whole. So in summary, here's a diagram to show the process of how we process the idea to make a decision. So either reject or accept the idea and make action. Okay, so you can see here idea triggers our interest or emotion, and then we think of it through reasoning, and then we make a conclusion. And after we make the conclusion, we ask ourselves how we feel about the conclusion we have made to either rethink or reject the idea, or we go ahead and do the action. So that's it. I'm not an expert in this, so if you have questions, ask the experts or study this concept. Thanks for watching.